Hey everybody, it's Dr. LadyJ, and welcome to my YouTube channel, LadyJ Media TV. The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the host and guest, and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of any organization or sponsor. This content is for informational and educational purposes only and should not be taken as professional advice. And hey, wait a minute. Have you subscribed and liked my YouTube channel? If you haven't, get that phone and do it right now. Now let me look over my notes. I think I'm all finished. And now it's time, everybody, for some fiery conversation on LadyJ Media TV. Stay tuned. Hey everybody, it's Dr. LadyJ. Welcome to the show tonight. I have some really good friends of mine that are going to be coming on in just a few minutes. I want you to take a few minutes to make sure that you share the show and let people know that we are on tonight. Just a couple of announcements. I forgot to do it again. I keep forgetting to do this. I gotta make this other announcement. But anyway, the first announcement is this coming Saturday night, on May 23rd. There's an event called The Power of the Pen. It's going to be given by Dr. Eric Holmes, and that will be at the Delta Center. And I really hope that you'll be able to come. It's going to start at 6:00 on Saturday night. It's a black tie dinner, jazz gala. He does this every year, and every year he just steps it up a notch. So I'm really looking forward to it. This year, I'm actually going to be one of the recipients receiving an award. There's going to be several other people that will be getting awarded at this event. So make sure you come out. If you have not been to this event, you are absolutely missing it. I've gone to it every year. And like I said, it's amazing. You learn so much. You can network. This one is going to be different because he's actually made it into a black tie dinner. So that means no jeans and t-shirts and stuff like that. It's a black tie dinner. The colors are black and gold. Okay, so make sure you come with your black and gold on Saturday night, May 23rd, 2026 at the Delta Center. And you can get your tickets on Eventbrite. Okay, and that's for the Power of the Pen Authors Expo. It's a black tie dinner gala. Also, this coming Sunday, we're going to be awarding Shanice Anderson and attorney Vernon Brownlee. They're going to be getting I'm doing a thing on Sunday where they're going to be getting the Black Excellence Award. And so we want to congratulate them. I've been running, y'all. I've been, with my aunt doing some things. And so I failed to put the pictures up, but I'm going to try to do it before the show is over to put the pictures up. Also on Sunday, there's a comedy show out at Magooby's Joke House, the So Funny Comedy Tour given by Kemp Earl, KE Entertainment. Make sure you go on Eventbrite and look for those tickets. It's called the So Funny Comedy Tour, and that is going to be on Sunday. The doors open at 5:30 at Magooby's Joke House out in Timonium, Maryland. Okay, so those are the announcements for right now. Tonight we have some. Evelyn said, she said something is sold out. I'm not sure what she was saying. Something is sold out. Let's see, what did she say? He announced last night. Oh, wow. He announced last night that his event is sold out. Wow. Okay. Wow. A friend of mine actually called, and I told him if he didn't get a ticket tonight, he was off of my friend list. So he's going to be, I guess he's off of the friend list. If it's sold out, he can't get a ticket. But that's good. I'm happy for Dr. E. That's amazing. Also, tonight, everybody. So what I was saying about tonight's guest is Hanalyn and Eugene. They're going to be my guests tonight on the show. And I know it's going to be a fun show. I've been looking forward to this, just talking to them and chopping it up about some stuff, because they are good when it comes to talking about politics. And there's so much craziness. I've never seen the craziness that I see going on now with the politics. And so if you, and Evelyn, I think it was Evelyn who said it's politics. And so we're going to talk to them tonight. I got a whole bunch of stuff. We may not get to all of it, but we're going to try to, get to some of it tonight. So tell your friends and everybody that we're on tonight. Make sure you share the show. So let me bring my guest up. and tonight, so we can oh, and also make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I changed the name of the YouTube channel. It's no longer What Up Baltimore. It's LadyJ Media TV. And so make sure that you like, share, and subscribe to the channel, because that helps in our algorithm. All right, so let's bring them up. This is Eugene and his wife Hanalyn. How y'all doing?
Hey, LadyJ.
Hey, LadyJ.
So welcome to the show. Thank you for coming on tonight. And we're going to hop right on in. But before we get started, I just wanted to say that some of you probably are familiar with Eugene Boycott. He was actually running for office here in Baltimore, and you can still drive through the area that he was running for office, and you can still see his signs up. Sometimes I drive through, I'm like, oh, that's Eugene's sign. It's still up there. So yes, everybody knows who Eugene is in that neighborhood. And so just want to thank you for all your work, though, seriously, for all the work you still do in the community, Eugene. And so we're going to get started. We're going to jump right in, because I got to tell y'all this. So this school year was tough, because I'm in a counseling program and we had to write a lot of papers. I mean, a lot, casework and all this stuff. So the way that I would get through it is I would sit up after doing my shows and everything, and I would have Eugene in the background, and he's doing, I call it his show. It's not really a show, but he's doing his little stuff. So I would be in the background, like that would keep me awake this school year listening to him. And I was like, when I get a chance, I got to get him on so we can just sit here and really talk about it. But if you haven't been on his page, Eugene Boycott, go in there, just slide over there sometimes, and he's like just talking. But it's so funny. And I know he's not saying it to be funny, but it's just funny. So Eugene, we're going to jump right in, and we're going to start, Hanalyn, we're going to start talking about this political stuff, because here in Maryland, man, it's gotten crazy. Some crazy things are being said and done. But I want to start off with one of your favorite subjects, Eugene, and that's, I'm going to say the name the right way, Dan Cox, okay? Because what was funny was that you kept saying Dan Cock, and I said, well, maybe it's because of his accent that he didn't, he's not saying his name right. And then one day you were in your truck and you was like, I know how to say Cox. I know it. I'm saying Dan Cox. I said, okay, he got it. So I want to start off with that, because I'm trying to figure out I've been in school, so I've been out of the loop a lot with this political stuff. I'm just getting back in. But what is going on with you and Dan Cox? Because I see him going back and forth with you. There was a young man named, is it Chase or Chad or something? And I was
not
like, well,
even worth remembering.
Because I was like, who is that? Like, I'm really missing everything. But Dan Cox really has not been I was at an event last night, a gubernatorial event, debate, given by Fox 45. He wasn't there. He hasn't been at several of the events. So what is the thing that's going on with you and him right now?
Well, first of all, it's nice to see you again, sis.
Absolutely.
As you explained, this page, some people that are from like the Dan Cox world and the political world, they are new to, why I do what I do and what my page is set up for. All they are social, whatever, Republican or Democrat. But since 2014, I was on Harford Road when I lost everything, and I started documenting. This is the realest page you will ever come across, because I don't want anything. Fast forward, I'm not our main resident, because that's the way political is played.
Right.
We are blessed to have multiple properties. So if I feel like, just for disclosure, if we feel like running for office against anybody in Maryland, besides our investment and interests, we know how to play the game and be recognized to run for office and be there. Okay. But that's behind the scene. I document these things, but moving forward, I mentor we call it mentoring, but I try to be a positive example for younger kids than us. The young man Chase was one of those individuals which I've never put my name on anybody to say political wise, because there's nobody else like Eugene Boycott. I created and I said this character, Eugene Boycott, to say the things other can't say, but well knowledgeable about the things that is important to the average Joe. Chase was a person I took underneath my wing. He's from a world where Dancock is for, where they're really not used to interacting with multiple personalities. So they just looked at me as the ranting, non-speaking, grammar bad, and yada yada. They're not in tune.
Okay.
I took him and I invested time and money and all type of stuff in this young man like I never did before, and I don't think I'll do it again. This kid backstabbed me, and I don't want to go into that because young people, he's still developing. Meanwhile, when I'm talking about a godly thing, God choose to put his mouth where it don't belong, and especially in a elected season, a campaigning season.
Right.
It talks, for me, when I tell people, it talks about your ignorance. I talk reckless, but it talk about your ignorance and your knowledge of what really is what is. You do not taunt a Eugene Boycott doing a political thing for any means. It comes to judgment. He came to my page on this young kid that tried to put me out there with something I don't respect as far as slandering my name and his father. We have all the information on all of that. Trust me. Team Boycott may talk reckless, but we are, like I said, we're the best in finding out and being there. So that's the beef for me at Dan Cox. He put his mouth where it didn't belong. He tried to belittle and talk against me in a season that is not wise, and he actually challenged my father's name. It's one thing to have your opinion about me as a person, as a whatever political stuff y'all into, that's one thing. But when you disrespect me and try to put me in a situation that compromises my family, that's a different thing than having a political opinion. So that's what Dan Cox did. He tried to taunt me and do some legal stuff because all he saw was renting, ignorant black man, whatever and stuff. And I thought that was disrespectful in the public. So that's the beef between me and him. So since he wanted to play game, I'm going to show him the power of the underground. I'm not the guy up top. I'm the motherfucker that pulled the strings in the background. And obviously he's not well connected enough to understand who to play with and who not to play with. So that's the thing between with me and that cock. He called Boycott name. Now I'm a cock the out of his little punk ass. In his world, that means nothing to me, and I'm gonna break him down. Let me be clear, because their world, that cock is from. See, when you passionate, they look at that as a threat, and they try to use legal means. So that's the
right.
Or they try to portray it, to twist it and portray it as if it's a threat, whether they actually genuinely believe that or not. You know, so that was the thing. It was like a lot of things where he was trying to take words like that and distort them and make it seem as if Eugene was being actually aggressive or threatening.
So that's what I'm saying.
Which is dishonorable.
Well, that's what it tells you. It's like I set my page on private. I pick and choose who's here. I have people for all walks of life. Lady J, you know that stuff. You've been to my house. I've been to your house. Personally, we know certain things about each other.
Right.
You see how they move. I coach young men on how and what to say. I'm not a nonprofit. These are things we do privately by the will and the blessing of God. Why? What makes you think that I'm gonna go besides what we're trying to do Forget this political scene. These bunch of people running for all, they're going to go back to their whatever life they make to a nobody or whatever. They on their high right now. But we are actually doing meaningful things where there are young people looking at me. What do it look like this man running for a public servant, trying to bring me out to threaten him? That's the ignorance that low level backyard motherfuckers have. And that's the biggest threat when you don't know how to be disciplined and have an understanding on how the real world works. And you are going for such a powerful office like the governor of a whole fucking state.
Yeah, because what is interesting to me is that he's allowing this to mess with his mind so much, and you're not running for office. That's what's so interesting to me. That why is he? And I got to get him on because I need to talk to him. I thought I would see him last night, but why would you allow somebody to even get in your brain like that? Because this Eugene Boycott is not running for office. So the thing is, just like you said, it's your private page. You can say what you want, but I didn't understand why he was getting so caught up in that when you're running for governor, and that should be your main focus, not worrying about, because everybody's going to have their opinion about him and everybody else. But why get caught up in the banter and go back and forth? That's what I didn't understand. I'm like, what is going on? But I get it now. So I understand. So he's allowed you to get up in his head. And so, that's him. He got to deal with that, because you should never, I'm going to tell y'all, don't let anybody take residence in your head. You just don't. But that's him. And he's an attorney. Okay. Anyway, let me move on with that. But, and the other thing I wanted to talk about too, Eugene, because
can I say something real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay. That's one of the points that I'm making. It's like these ignorant assholes and shit, right? It's about, look, as we sit here, you said it. I'm not running for office. I've been respectful to people personally. I know that are running these things. Lady J, this is the fact. When I talked to you a couple of years ago, I don't watch the news. We make the news. You cannot be going for office as such and take that high of a risk of an individual like me. You're running for governor. I'm underneath. You have alienated and picked a fight with a lion that you are not even on my level or any level. I'm relevant in his head. He means shit to me.
Right, exactly.
So that's judgment calling on lead our ship. I keep saying that, lead our ship, leadership. And that's telling. Fuck the cockiness. I'm overly cocky, but I produce results. It's stupid for him to even step in the ring with me. He's trying to box with the guard when I have nothing to lose. How can this man be a leader on top of the food chain, making such stupid, he didn't even pass the primary, such stupid judgments as such. He should have just ignored it if I'm ignorant and I'm nobody. But he triggers something that he's the one on the defense and he's running for governor. Tell him.
Well, I think that's what's telling on a broader level, like to expand that out from this one situation to more of a macro view and a statement on what a lot of people are feeling about his character and what his weaknesses are. Is like you said, he's an attorney. He has all of, the book knowledge. He has the textbook knowledge, but he lacks that ability, that innate ability to actually relate to people and to be able to lead people and to be able to build coalitions. And so our personal experience was just one experience out of many that people have had that they're starting to express it, that maybe out of respect or because they had, worked on his campaign the last time or helped support him the last time, didn't support him this time, but were being quiet. And more voices are coming out saying, yeah, he just doesn't treat people well. He doesn't know how to work with people. And that's the problem where where it comes down to, the primary election, when he's presenting himself as the, true conservative voice. And people are going, we're just not buying the authenticity there. Maybe, you're saying all the right things, but in terms of people's personal experiences working with him, we don't think you can lead a coalition to be able to properly serve Maryland.
And execute all the AI stuff he's written on his little platform.
Yeah. I saw that. I hadn't paid any attention to it until I was watching a video, and I was like, yeah, somebody has to help them. And, y'all with this AI stuff, if you don't know how to do it, don't do it, because it just don't look right. It don't look right. But, that's his campaign. He should have a campaign manager that's helping him and guiding him in that kind of stuff, because it don't look right. And you got to get some help with that. I got to get him on here to talk to him. But the other person that I wanted to talk about too is Ed Hale. Now, I don't know anything about him. Like I said, I've been out the loop this part of it. But do y'all know anything about him, about Ed Hale, who's running for governor?
I mean, I think what all of the public information is that everybody knows. I don't have any personal experience with him or knowledge or any kind of deep knowledge about his history or anything other than just the basic biography of him that, is coming out through his campaign and some interviews and what's on his website for his platform. So, and just so we've just been learning, or I've been learning just more about him as his campaign has been progressing and picking up more momentum.
Because he doesn't show up for stuff either. He's another one. So I don't even know. I wouldn't know what this man really looked like in person if he walked past me, because I don't. But Rick Metzger the day before yesterday, he endorsed him. And so this Solomon, they endorsed him for governor. I was like, how? Because he doesn't show up, for stuff. And I mean, I don't know. I guess in his world, people know him, but a lot of people. And let me just say this. This is why I couldn't be a politician. It's so dirty and it's so underhand, and the shade that goes on. Y'all be playing games out here saying you're going to endorse somebody, and you getting on camera endorsing somebody else. Like y'all be out here tricking for real. And I'm just looking like, what in the world is going on? So. Right now,
I mean, LadyJ, if they say prostitution is the world's oldest profession, then politicking is the second oldest, because it's just the second cousin to it.
It really is. Like, it's unbelievable. And I had Brenda Cham on Monday. I love Brenda. That's my girl. Tuesday I had on. But I felt so bad because I had people calling me like, LadyJ, did you hear what they're saying about Brenda? Like calling Brenda Myrick's prostitute. Myrick is the pimp. She's the prostitute. And I had to ask her, on the show, I had to ask her, like, how do you feel about that? Because, and I know it was hurtful because she was just like, she lets it go past her, but you have to feel that. And she's being called a prostitute because she's a Black woman. And, supposedly he's telling her where to go, what to say, and how to say it. And she's just, running here and there, doing whatever he says. Is what people are saying. And he was actually at the event last night. He was good. And they're calling him the pimp. And I wanted to get you all's opinion on that, because you both have been in that, y'all been in the political arena and dealing with this stuff. I couldn't do it because that's the moment all of my Blackness would come out at that moment, when you start with the mudslinging and name calling, and they would just be like, no, you can't be a part of this, because to me, it's not, that's not funny. Like I told Brenda, at that point, it's no longer funny. It's another guy. His name is Tyrone. He's with Ed Hale. I forgot his last name.
Hale's guy, yeah.
Yes. And so people were telling me with him, they're calling him a coon and calling him the slave, like the slave that used to run around and tell on all the other slaves. And like, it is so crazy, It's so crazy. I'm like, what is going on out here? What is going on? And they
Now,
said
wait, I have a question. I have a question. When you say people are saying these things about Brenda and people are saying these things about Tyrone Keys, are these Republicans saying this or are these Democrats saying this?
surprisingly enough, Hanalyn, that's a good question. They're Republicans. They're Republicans.
Really?
Which is what
saying
which
that
is
about,
what yes.
About
which is what
Tyrone and about Brenda?
Yes. Which is what's
Wow.
so surprising because like I said, and I've always said this, my main supporters have always been Republicans from day one, before I even got into this whole political thing. Democrats, not so much. But yeah, it's the Republicans that are talking, black and white, that I get these phone calls or these text messages and I'm like, what? And so I had to have Brenda on to talk to her. Things have been said about Shannon Wright, you know, because she's running for governor. And so, but they're coming from their own party. You know, that's the thing. And that's why I said all this shadiness and y'all, and like, I'm looking at people and I'm like, okay, they don't know that this person called me and said this and said that. And you standing there shaking hands, hugging them. And I wish you well. And like, you just said something about them, you know, and I can't reveal my sources, but I'm like, you were just talking about them. And I was wondering, like, because both of you were in that arena, like in it. So how does that hit you? Because I know, Eugene, people were talking about you a lot when you and Chris Anderson, when you all were out there running. So how do you feel when you hear about all of this going on right now?
First, let me try to rewind a little bit, right? Because when my wife was speaking, we both tried to like figure out how to make the announcement of who we are supporting. Because it's one thing to watch the news and it's another thing to have connections and have personal relation with some people and don't. That's the politics.
Right.
I came in it, I became something way bigger than what I anticipated. They may hate me, but the point is they know me and I don't try. But it's still, life is about who you know. We know a lot of people, and as it's not surprising to me because I'm seeing it, there's a lot of division because a lot of people are supporting their candidate and they're strong on it. One thing, let me say this about the blue collar Republicans that I know and I will always go to bat for. Lady J, I know a lot of genuine blue collar Republican. These people are some of the most patriotic. And if anybody ever listened to my so-called rant, as the weak-minded, soft, goofy motherfuckers will say, they will understand when I say this. I don't defend every Republican or every Democrat or hate every rat or Democrat. I defend my people, my Republicans that I'm still in connection with. They are patriotic, so they are passionate about these people. They're not just holding up signs. They are passionate. They are working. They're putting. They'll fight you for these people, even though our group are not violent like the Rat Party type stuff. But meaning that they really take these races personal. So that's why we was discussing, like, being cautious of, okay, I've been had my guy, and for our own business interests, and that's what it is. I don't care about, I don't care what other people do in their household and all that. I do everything not to be a social Republican or a Democrat. It's for my interests. I've been had my guy, but I believe in doing your work. My guy is Ed Hill. It's Ed Hill. Ed Hill, me and him don't need to talk. There's a personal business world where Westmore have touched on. That has nothing to do with whatever candidate. There's rules to this game when you at a certain level. There's people to be seen that you put up front, and there's background people. When you mess with my money, I don't care if you the first Black governor or anything like that. If you mess with my investment from this state to that state, I'll go wherever state that we team boycott or investing in. Then you're going to have a problem. There's a coalition that's already been happening against Westmore because he is effing with investors. Forget personal feeling. He's messing with my money, doing business in that state. And I have assets. We have assets and investments seen and underground that is being a blackface pen, nobody that don't know what's now you a threat to a certain group of people. And that's what it is for me. It's not personal. It's personal, but it's not like Ed Hill or this person or that person.
It's not based on personality.
Yeah, I don't care at this point. When it comes down to getting executing my plan, our plan, team boycott plan, we will work with who we need to work with. We make tough decisions. So my decision came before I knew my job, and still to this point, as my wife, lying in the pit bull in-house, we debate. Lady J, when I'm telling you any topic, you give it. When me and this woman go at it, when we debate, we pick each other brain because we respect each other for the smart, or else we wouldn't be together. So it took an X amount for us to see and come to a conclusion or agreement like, okay, we're both one. Because that's what marriage is for us. We argue among each other, we share information, we battle it out, and then we move and vote and do everything and sing as one. So we already went through that. And a couple of months ago, we already said away from our arguments like, okay, you have that point. Ed Hill is the only person that I feel that is Baltimore enough. And you can tell by the aura, because I look at color, I look at everything. As you said, my sign's still up. From my sign to my image to my everything, there's a genius behind that that's cocky about how I put things out and what is done. He is the only candidate that I see in my investment and in my over 30 years of Maryland that even have a chance to beat that machine as called Westmore. Westmore is a machine. It's not a person. We don't know him. Over 30 years. I could talk all the shit I want to about Maryland and this, that. I'm 30 years grounded in that mob. Over 30 years grounded. I don't know this guy, Westmore. I don't know this guy. But when you look at Ed Hill doing his job, I respect it. Team Boycott respect it for our own selfish, personal investment. I'm not holding his sign. I need a fighter to make me invest and gain back assets I've lost underneath the administration of Westmore. I need my shit back. And I need to invest more. I got more I'm trying to invest. So that's the perspective, and that's the only candidate that we agreed on as a team. But we've been so sweet and cautious because we know these people.
Well, we know there's so many people working so hard and so dedicated on the other campaigns.
Right.
Yeah, so it's not a fanboy or girl thing for us. It's business. And if you're in anything, if you're not voting, if you're holding up a sign that for a person to be a public servant and you don't have an interest, shame on you. I don't know what to tell you. I'm not a social Republican. I'm a investing Republican. God, family, country. I will vote and I will support the strongest person that can bring forth and battle the opposition on those principles that makes our life better.
And so y'all think out of all of the candidates that are running, that are out front right now, that he's the best one. And I get what you're saying, because actually that makes sense. You're talking about it from a business standpoint. It's not about friendship or anything like that. You're talking about it from business, your money. And that makes sense. And I think that's how we got to start looking at things when we start voting. Like, how is this person going to help me? Like in my case, and a lot of people here in Baltimore, we dealing with BGE. How are you going to help us to not have a bill that's higher than our rent or our mortgage? You know, how are you going to help us with that? And so those are the kind of things that we should be looking at. And I think people get caught up in color. They get caught up in the male and the female and this and that, but we're not really looking at what can this person actually do, because everybody's caught up in the antics, you know, and all the other stuff. So that's a really good point. And I like the way you put that, because that's how we should be really looking at it to make an informed decision. And so when you look at Westmore, now I got a call today, because Westmore hasn't really been doing a lot as far as, you know, out here running and that kind of stuff. But I got a call today that he's about to really start campaigning. And I don't know what would cause that, you know, to put the fire under his feet right now to start running. But do you think that your man, Ed Hale, or any of these other candidates have a chance at winning if Westmore actually steps up his game and starts campaigning?
I honestly think Hale does. And for me, I just see him as, out of the Republican candidates, as being the strongest and the one with the most momentum behind him, and the one that seems to have the most gravitas behind him. Like, it seems like that it is a serious campaign. And I don't mean that as a slight on the work that other people are putting in, but the other candidates who are at the top of the ticket, none of them have come across in their own persona as being just personally strong enough, even in their image, to be able to go toe-to-toe with Westmore and to lead the ticket and to be able to lead the Republican Party to victory, to take back the governor's mansion. So I don't see, for me, like, again, I'm trying to tiptoe around it because we know the people that are working on the campaigns and they're doing phenomenal work. But the lead candidate, the top of the ticket candidate, is not inspiring, and there's nothing you can't make that happen. And when Hale, you were talking about with Dan's marketing, and like he needs help with it, like the AI, you know, talking points that he's putting out, and it's like Hale's branding is brilliant. I was saying to Eugene the other night when I saw there was a fundraising event that he had, and I think that's why, you know, I know he's not going to a lot of the primary debates so far, but, and again, like, I understand for the people who are organizing those debates, how frustrating and how much of a slight that could be. But from his campaign standpoint, I can see that he's making very strategic decisions not to do those initial debates where there are people on the stage that nobody knows who they are. And I'm not talking about, you know, the Shannons and the Myricks, and, you know, there is a crowded field up there. So I can understand him making this strategic decision that I need to be out building up momentum among the people and getting this like electricity flowing to where I'll be unstoppable. And he put up photos, or, you know, friends of ours put up photos from the fundraising event the other night at the local seafood restaurant. And I'm looking at it. At first, I thought it was a bunch of people gathered together to watch an Orioles game. And I'm like, look at this. Everyone's having so much fun. They're all in their Orioles jerseys. And then I look closer and I go, those are Ed Hale campaign shirts. I'm like, this is brilliant, because you look at it. And first of all, he's going right for the heart of Baltimore, which, you know, a lot of candidates, and particularly like a lot of Republican candidates until the 2020 race, when Eugene was running, like Baltimore was just kind of written off. But I mean, Hale may be the guy with just his persona. He's the first Mariner Bank guy. Like, when you ask, what do I know about him? I don't know anything really about him other than what everybody knows publicly. And I remember him from the First Mariner Bank commercial. So it's like, he's a known face. He's a known figure. He represents Baltimore. He talks like Baltimore. And he oozes Baltimore pride and Maryland pride out of everything that he does in his campaign. So I just think from a strategic standpoint, it's brilliant marketing because it makes you feel like home. You look at it like I was born in Baltimore, raised in Maryland. Like you look at it and you just feel like home.
But can I jump in real quick?
Yeah.
So on the background.
But to that point, because of that, I think that has that kind of magical quality to jump outside of the political realm, the partisan realm. Because if you're looking at an Ed Hale event, you're not seeing Republican or Democrat. You're seeing Maryland. And so I think that is very powerful in having the ability to reach people who maybe actually they might consider themselves or be registered Democrat, but actually do align with these conservative, particularly economic policies and common sense policies on crime and on energy. But they don't consider themselves Republican because of the media narrative and the bad branding. But they can look at Hale and see not a party, but see the policies and go, hey, like I can relate to this guy and I agree with what he's saying. So that I think is where he has that ability to reach outside of the traditional partisan box.
So let me jump in and say this and retro back to what I was saying before. Where Dan Cock don't have an understanding. There's a difference to look at something from the surface, the sweet talking people, and there's the string puller in the background. Maryland. It's been it's my stumping ground. I have connections on every different level. Hale campaign don't even know. All certain people was waiting for was a if, because it was hopeless prior to. And I'm not saying I'm giving him he won or anything right now. But the point is there's an underground world. That's why I say some of these people are so in their bubble. They're so used to how they look in the persona in the front. They don't understand there are influences on the underground and we dictate certain shit. Those are political and some are not political. And the ones that are stronger, we run the fucking politician. They come through us. Hale's been looked at. And we were just looking at a person that would be an inner. My frustration was to the top. And I had some conversation with some people that are or were in safe haven, calling themselves Republicans, but on top of the food chain and not knowing how to adjust and adapt. I felt frustrated for many years. Like, damn, there's nobody to counter. Hale campaign don't even know that somebody like him, I saw him before he even put his name and filled out his shit. Because there's a circle where just like me and you talk, me and this person talk, we know senators, we know this and that. Certain things can't be confirmed until it is written down on paper. So that's where my hopes came. Because when that hope, before he even put a logo or anything, I'm like, as a person grounded in Maryland, you hear me, Lady J? You assess and break down everybody on many different levels how it is. Westmore, he's an outsider, but he's a machine. When I say he's a machine, meaning nobody gives a fuck about his opinion or policies or nothing. He has none. Nobody knows him. But
he's just a face.
He's an investment. And that's the norm. He is there. Shut the F up, smile, do what we tell you to do. When Hale came on the radar before he even signed his stuff, we looked at him like, oh, number one, that drew my attention as an investor, as a Baltimorean, as a Marylander prior. is that, you know what? This is home. This guy is from the home. Now, how strong is he? Is he actually going to come out? Is he going to do that? Oh, he's out now. What is his strategy? How do he move? Everything is graded on how he performed and his ability to put a good correlation and a team together. You hear me, Lady J? So I didn't just step up to hold anybody's sign. I don't hold people. I don't give a damn about that. Team boycott is, you see this? I take pride in my name. Team boycott. Public servant, that means that I have an interest. You work for me. It's not an other way around. And this man has proven within almost the last year that everything that the game plan needs to do, he has executed. You hear me? So for me, before me and the wife even started the debate and everything, I sized them up as going against the machine. I size him up as what hope? How can he? And there's a magic number I don't need to call. But when anybody that ever run any campaign, you should have an understanding of how, not just the map, but that person. There's a lot of breakdown that has to happen for you to put your name on that ticket and say, I want to be the lead or shit. You have to be well advanced and have some kind of skills that is impressive that will improve others' life as a public servant. That's the only hope that is there.
Oh, and so you really think that when it's all said and done, let's say that he makes it that far and it's time for him to get into a debate with Westmore, you really think that he'll be able to stand toe to toe with Westmore in a debate? One thing I will say about Westmore is he knows how to do this. So do you think he'll be able?
He's full of hot air. He's full of hot air. He's phony. That's why I said you don't know what he believes, because all he's just parroting, the script that he's been given. He's the face of the Democrat machine. They could change him out with somebody else. It wouldn't even matter. His whole record has been fabricated. His whole life story that he tells on the campaign trail. And I think that's going to be the difference. He's not I mean, I know he was born in Tacoma Park, but it's like that was the criticism of him, that he's trying to present himself as if he's a native Marylander, or present himself as if he's like a son of Baltimore, and it just comes off as artificial.
It don't come off as he is. We don't know this fucker.
So yeah, I think that you were to just go back and touch up on like the racial question. I think that I hope that the tide is turning and that people are getting tired of the faux identity politics. I need to put somebody on a ticket because they meet, they check these boxes for race and sex and what have you. And one of the things that, Eugene told me, because he was following Hale a little bit, before it piqued my interest. And he told, so I was getting my news from him, and he said, I really have respect for this guy because he's just a straight shooter. And they asked him about who would you choose for your running mate, and are you going to choose, like, you're going up against Westmore, are you going to choose a black woman, are you going to choose this, or are you going to choose whatever? And he's like, he just said bluntly, like, I'm not going to choose somebody just based on their race and their sex. I'm going to choose the best person. I'm not playing the DEI games. And I think it's so refreshing. And I'm hoping that this is not just our personal feelings, but that this feeling is becoming much more widespread. That this is why the Key Bridge can't get rebuilt, because Westmore is so worried about whether he's checking the right identity boxes and the contractors that he's working with, and nothing gets done. And I think people are so sick of it that we're sacrificing actual merit and sacrificing actual competence for the sake of, labels. And then to have somebody who just is not afraid to tell it like it is, and who's not trying to be politically correct and mince their words, but he'll just say, I'm not going to play these DEI games. And then who did he pick? He ends up picking a guy who is black. He ends up picking a black man Not because, but like making it clear, I'm not doing this to play the games. I'm doing this because I'm choosing the person that this guy's a financial expert. This guy is a, conservative. He's got conservative pedigree. He's the best guy for the job. And you end up with merit regardless of race. So you end up with the diversity that is the stated purported like holy grail of the left, but you end up with that on the basis of merit.
So going back to one of the things where you said, can he stand with Westmore? This is the thing. Lady J, we doing a thing about Maryland and stuff, man, that I'm just, as an investment. I could give a shit if it goes up or down or not. I don't give a shit. I'm talking about my interest. That shit don't bother me. The only thing I protect all my assets. But the point is, obviously, you see the cock, I'm still relevant. I'm still relevant. Why? Why? Because there's certain things they can class me and do whatever they want. There's certain things they cannot touch when a person is genuine, and is that Westmore is not that is recognized. Whenever on this, I don't got so many. I don't even need to tell you that we was on live, and when we doing things, the people that pulled up to us while we live, and situation has to be taken care of. Why can I take care of that? I don't just move and run for every office. D12 is mine. 10-ton overload before I put my name on that block there. I've already did my job as a leader to protect the king and the kingdom. I was out for this right, consistent and all that. Be that in which they cannot be. Westmore is not part of us in there. He don't have a connection. My district, I have a connection in my district. Ed Hill, he has a connection in one of the most key places. That's Baltimore, if you're running for governor. He has the background, the backing. Let me say this clearly for the tap dancing people that are just social Republican. Underground, we already had a meeting and been calling for our interest before this man campaign is even known to you. That's how the real world works. And all he had to do was prove himself. It is not a fight between him and goddamn Westmore. Westmore don't have policies, don't have shit. He cannot debate worth shit. He stands for nothing. Ask me the question. If my son would come to me under the age and say he's gay, what would you do, Eugene Boycott? I'd be disappointed. Very simple. I'll be disappointed like a motherfucker. Why? Because I'm a black man. I'm a minority in a country that we have 13%, and there's only 3% of us that are relevant. 10%, 80% vote fucking rat, and the community is after. So I'm important. If my legacy, my mixed son, he could be Chinese, Mexican, everything from this black man. If he tells me he no longer wants to carry the boycott legacy, would I be disappointed? Yeah, I'll be disappointed. That's simple. I'll make it. This man couldn't answer a basic question. In the black community, hold on, let me finish this point. In the black community, where we need more fathers to step up their game. That is one of the biggest issues. Everything starts from home. He could not. He is the governor. Every time I have to do business in that state, I see this fucking last name on there. Couldn't answer a basic question. So the race car, there's an underground saying, we're going to smash it. All Airhead have to do is his job. He has an underground scene. And some of these Republicans on their feelings, I don't give a shit. Everybody vote your interest. If Airhead make it past the goddamn primary, they want to be butthurt, be fine. There's a number that's already been set. There's a group of people, whether he knows it or not, it's about interest that already got it. And it's Maryland and Baltimore and all type of ground ready to go. Dan Cobb can't do that. He don't have, we will eat his ass alive if he make it past the primary. I will be on the direct side. The underground will show his ass. He's easy assets. But Ed Hill, we already got Black Coalition already ready for any type of racist thing you want to do. Westmore can't step up to him and he'll do his job because he won't be able to play the race card. All he will be able to do is stand on his policies, and he ain't shit.
So you feel like, let me make sure so y'all actually feel like, because I keep hearing you say he's a machine, like he's just doing what people are telling him to do. It's not really coming from him. People are saying, do this, say this, go there, go to Westmore. That's what you feel that they're doing with him.
Simple question. Let's talk like we private, sis. I'm over 30 years in. If some people here from Chesapeake to Deep Creek Elementary and this, that. I'm 30 years in Maryland. I can say what the hell I want to say, right?
Right.
That's in Maryland. If you have 30 and plus in Maryland, right? All right. What do you see? Name me one thing good that you can brag on that Westmore has done. Name me one policy that he has done to improve, where you can look at that and say, man, yeah.
See, I haven't seen it. So I can't comment. I haven't seen it yet.
Exactly.
I really haven't. Yeah, I haven't.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's the point blank
Yeah.
and period. When you think as an adult and you vote on your interests instead of feeling. This man is disconnected. The red party that times is falling, the racist BS, and it comes down to the same way, like I said, those outsiders, they don't know what they're talking about. I can go in Maryland and I'm back and forth. I am loved. I am at home because I am Maryland. Westmore cannot. And then you will have to stand on your policies. He has none. He playing the race card. The underground is ready for him. There's a bunch of people that's already on silent phone call to taking care of certain. You've seen some of the coalition coming to light now. And it's going to take some people some time to adjust and adapt. But the point is, that's not even going to be a fight. It's going to be residents of Maryland that invest and hope to stay in Maryland versus the machine. Because Westmore is not a man. He ain't shit. That when people hear me calling him a trans, they think I'm just being ignorant. Wish I am, but it's from an inside detail that I know of this man being in certain circle. He is not relevant at all. You can't name a policy that he has put in place. You cannot. You cannot. So all we are setting for my interest is going against the machine.
And the other thing is too, the way that I see Westmore is he's a pretty face that is being groomed for higher office on the national stage to represent the Democrat Party machine. He doesn't, like Eugene is saying, he doesn't have this connection, like deep connection with Maryland, that you cannot relate to him. And he's somebody that that they're grooming, they're putting forward. He's being promoted and feted by Oprah and everything. Wasn't she at the inauguration too when he won? When you see all of the high profile Democrat Party elites and the celebrity class coming in and promoting and celebrating a political nobody who comes out of nowhere with all of the funding behind him and this made up backstory to try to sell him to the people. And then he spends more time during his term worrying about making the media tours and presenting himself as a personal aggrieved victim of the Trump administration because he didn't get invited to this gala or this party. Instead of focusing on the problems of his state. The man is not real. He's a cardboard cutout for the Democrat establishment.
Now, I listen. I ain't even gonna argue with that because I've been talking about him since I've been on here. Because I live here and I haven't seen it yet. I'm still waiting, and now it's time for him to run again. So I'm still waiting. But I wanted to do this because before I forget, because I've been doing this for everybody that's been coming on when it comes to politics. So I do this thing where it's like a little round robin thing where I give you a name. Okay, I give you a name. I know y'all gonna be honest. I give you a name and I'm gonna set it up. And so you just give me your answer, your quick answer. So the way I wanna look, somebody said, no, who is James? He said LadyJ for governor. Oh no, y'all wouldn't want me for governor. Y'all wouldn't want me. But so we're gonna do this round thing. So what the setup tonight is, tell me why you think this so we're talking about governor and lieutenant governor, why you think they would not work as governor and lieutenant governor. They would not be the right pick, I'll say, for the state of Maryland. Okay. So I'm going to give you the names and you just tell me why. Okay. And everybody who's been watching me, you know, we do this in fun, but everybody gets to say their opinion and they say why. Okay. And even if you're in the comments, you're watching and you want to put in the comments, you put in the comments why you think too. So we're going to start off with, we already know about Ed Hale and Tyrone. So we know that that's your pick. So they're off the list. So look, somebody said, here we go. Y'all been watching, right? Y'all been watching. This is fun.
Like quick, almost one word answers.
Just quick answers. You
lightning round. Just okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Somebody said Dan Cox. Okay. You want me to start with Dan Cox? Okay. So we're going to start with Dan Cox. All right. Dan Cox and his running mate. So you tell me why he wouldn't work for the state of Maryland.
Phony, divisive, unable to work with people, burns bridges, radical lunatic.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Conspiracy nut, prima donna, diva. Okay.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, like she said, you know, conspiracy nuts and stuff.
All right.
You know, you're dealing with an individual. Like I said, as a boxer, we seen this fight before. He got his ass whooped. That's fine. Come back. All right. Yeah. He got his ass whooped. He got handed to him with a guy. This man is running on executive. We break down his record. And I ain't even go into it. He fucked with the wrong people. Like I'm telling you, inside information is not out there. We're gonna get it. We know you personally, fucker. And leader. I'm 5'6". This man about 6'2", and this. He's not a leader. He's a small specimen of a man. I call certain people one-dimensional. That means that you only see things in one way. You have no understanding of the broader picture and then show how to bring it together. This man, we already seen the fight before for all his supporter. He got his ass whooped. That's fine. You're a champion, the heart of a champion, come back. When you come back, for it to be a fight, you have to be better. He did not come back better. His own lieutenant governor is getting freaking his ex-lieutenant governor, right? Good woman. I can never pronounce her name, but I know her. I like her. I like her. And you see how passionate I am and this, that. That woman is fire.
Yeah.
She's fired. She's access to him. He alienated. She promoted Ed Hill. That's his ex-lieutenant governor.
Wow.
All the people that ever worked for this man prior to, right? In the primary, the whole time. He alienated. Nobody liked him before. Hogan, me and him have something in common now. Hogan was loud and public about that. I was against it because I'm like, when we sat on a committee, we took an oath to X amount. Many people broke that. Did Dan Cox come back better? No. He came back more divisive. And then there's an underground world where his little ass in his little bougie cult don't have no idea about. And he alienated more people. How the hell you gonna execute any of your AI? Going on your executive is shitty. I don't even want to touch up on that. I'm waiting for his supporter to tell me a realistic path as a goddamn planner and a true leader of his victory, how he's gonna win. He is worse than ever. So it's just a waste of vote.
Weak-minded, milquetoast.
Weak-minded followers.
To the left when he thinks it's politically
conspiracy theories.
Anti-Semitic, racist, Hamas
Oh my
apologist.
goodness.
He's easy access. Let's just say he passed the primary. He's easy access because my black ass is waiting for his ass. If Republican is that cocky, hell, let's bring that shit up. Team boycott from every level. We ready to shoot him down just to teach them a lesson. Yeah, I know these cowards. That's how goofy he is.
Look,
you gotta break down every time you say, "I will break you down." To these goofy ass book nerds, because they look at that was anything that looks stronger than that ass that they don't understand as a physical threat. Are you threatening me, Eugene? You goofy, retarded looking motherfucker.
Now I was going to ask y'all to tell me how you really feel, so I think I got it. I got it. All right, so we're gonna move on. Okay, so and if anybody in the comments, and Eugene, you got some people in the comments agreeing with what you said also. So the next on my list,
for the Cox supporter. I'm waiting for the Cox supporter to come out here and tell me a pathway. Fuck feelings. We are adults. We vote our interests. I'm not a social Republican. Read me a comment from a Cox supporter, right? To give me a logical. Because I'm not a rookie. We've been there. We over-exceeded. Years past, even running for anything. And I'm still relevant in your bullshit ass campaign. Bullshit. Free promotion, Ben had it. Any Cox supporter on any level, godly, the only conservative, because we ain't break this fucker and his weak ass team down yet. We ain't really break him down yet. I need a reason to show his ass. Don't ever. There's certain people you play with, even on this political level. And there's certain people you don't play with. Any one of his supporters, come on here and tell me the pathway to victory.
All right, so you got it. If you are a Dan Cox supporter, come on with your comments. I might let you call in if you're a Dan Cox supporter. So you
tell
can
him to call in. I hope this goofy dude named Jay Payne call in with his little cocky. Can I even speak English ass? So on a live, so I can break his little goofy ass down.
All right. So next person.
It's so scary ass and shit. It's so goofy and shit. They're goofy. They're like little beta male men. That you gotta be sensitive on how you talk to them. This dude's come in my fucking den and don't understand the line that's in there, and then they want to act like they're a victim. I don't act with that crap.
They step to him and then he responds and they'll complain he stepped on their toe. It's like, why are you being so mean to me? Nobody asked you to come here.
They're goofy soft. How can you be a leader when you can't deal with every level?
Right. Exactly. And men, I can't take up for you if you're a weak man. I don't deal with weak men. I can't. That's a no for me. So the next group is Shannon Wright and Reba Hawkins. So they are the first two African-American women that are running for governor and lieutenant governor.
They're the two Black Americans. Yeah. I hate that terminology, you don't like African-American.
Okay.
They're the two Black Americans. Unless if you come on here, and I'm proud of it, we have programs and things in Africa, the continent of Africa, and even Africa. Every Nigerians and Liberian, we don't fucking get along, that are naturally born on that continent. Blacks that been here for many years, you are Black American. Please claim that. I'm take pride in that. Help my son, your son, help this country move forward, that we can agree to disagree as American that feel this way or that way. They are not African American, Lady J. I am an African American. I was born on the soil of Liberia, that is on the continent of Africa. All right? That's a small piece that was born on that continent. I came here when I was the age of 1 year old, but I'm not a natural. I came here, America adapted me. I am a proud African born on that continent, American. My fufu and soup, cassava leaf and rice, the butter, all of that is cultural food that I eat that makes me and this, that, and blah, blah, blah. I am a African American. Our son is a American. This podcast that we are on, I'm fighting for America, my country, my son's country. So please, I hope people start understanding there's a difference between African, that continent, pick a country, versus just being 3 generations being Black in America. I'm sorry, I just had to get that off the goddamn thing.
Okay.
2 Black women that are running for office, right?
Right. What is your take on that? And what would make you think, because you've already chosen who you've chosen, what would make you think that they might not be suited for that particular office?
I don't think it's not a question of them being suited, because I love Shannon. Personally, I have a great deal of respect for her and for her husband. And she has always been incredibly gracious to me whenever I've met with her or talked with her. And I respect her, and I respect her fight. And especially because, and I won't say details of behind the scenes, but from the 2020 campaigns and in Baltimore city politics with the inner workings of the Republican committee, where there were disagreements and things that happened. And I respect her fight. And Reba too. Reba, just personally, I saw her recently at the first debate that they did, and I told her, because for me it was like like a sentimental moment, because when I first rejoined the Republican Party in 2020, and my first debate that Mary Phelps invited me out to was a primary debate for the congressional seat that Kim Klacik ended up winning, but Reba was running in that primary, and I met her, and that was my first experience after having been on the Democrat bandwagon for so long and believing all of these things about how racist Republicans are, and they're just the party of old white men and blah, blah, blah. And then I go to the event, and it's like Kim and Chris Anderson and Reba, and I'm like, and they're all Trump supporters, and I've spent 4 years believing Trump is a Nazi, and like, the Grand Wizard of the what is it called? Anyway, of the KKK. Of like, this is what I'm like, basically like all he's missing is the white hood. And then I come here, and there's like all these Black people in the audience cheering on Trump and everything. It was just like an eye-opening, refreshing experience. And Reba, so I just was like, oh, she chose Reba, like, because I remembered and being so impressed with Reba at that debate. So I think both of them are great, and I always love listening to Shannon in the debates.
Yeah,
I just don't think that she has the support framework apparatus behind her to be able to win, and I don't think that enough people know her. And she came off of originally being the lieutenant governor on the ticket to somebody else who nobody knew who he was, and he dropped out, and I don't know why. But so when she took over the top of the ticket, it was like too late to actually. So that's what I think. I think it's just an issue of the pathway to victory and being able to generate enough support.
Okay.
I love,
and then, but I love hearing her in the debates.
Yeah, I personally, me and Shannon, we made history from that, not only just written history, but like history. We really bumped head, and we changed the game forever. So Shannon and her husband, as the wife stated, they have a dear personal, attachment to us as Team Boycott. And it's not just a personal, but it's also, it's not just, it's everybody that we all know. And, you know, it's a small circle, whether you know it or not. But as the wife said, she made that good statement. It's like, for me personally, I'm like, be consistent on Shannon ran for mayor. This is critical time. Stick with, if you get hit, you're a true champion, stay on that level.
Yeah.
Run for mayor. At least until you get there.
Build it.
I hate when certain people just keep on playing this political game. It's like throwing shit at the wall, hoping something stick. When you either in it because you want to be a servant, that means that you are open to everybody and you want to serve for the better good. Or you just, I don't know what to say. But I hope that my sister Shannon would focus on, before she go to the mayor, and this is personal, and I'm just giving my advice on my thoughts, and I wish stay with the mayor race. Baltimore needs you. You know Baltimore. Shannon is a very smart individual. Be consistent, sharpen your skills in something. If you fail at something, keep trying if it's meaningful to you. I don't think you should fail at running for the mayor and then jump to the governor race. And when you don't even you didn't pass the college, LadyJ, you know this. College, there's many, before you get your degree, we have to go through all type of different classes, and we have to pass that to accumulate credits to put us over the top to say we have a title. If you haven't accumulated and passed those classes, why are you thinking that you should have a degree? No, you have to pass those classes. So for my sister, I just want to see her personally. Just handle your Baltimore. Start with the mayor stuff. Go at it. I don't care how many election. Keep going at it, sister. Get to the mayor too, shit. Prove yourself. Learn more about governing. Not just talking points that every candidate do, but learn more about the interior work before you start going out into all this stuff and going for that. So that's.
And Eugene, that's interesting you said that, because that was one of the questions. I forgot what night she was on. It was last week, I think. But anyway, that was one of the comments, that somebody had made. They were saying to her that it seemed like she was jumping around from one thing to the other. So that was something that somebody was asking her about last week when I had her on the show. So your thing, so I got it with those two, but that was all you had to say about those two, right?
I think, just quickly, I think what's really valuable about Shannon, and yes, I think that's what it is. It's the experience level, the exposure level, and the support basis, because I don't think outside of our circle and outside of Baltimore politics, too many people in the general voting demographic are going to know who they don't know her name. So there's that. But what I think is really valuable about Shannon is she has this uncanny ability to break policies down and break issues down in a way that is very relatable and with a lot of humor and a lot of like good old, folksy humor and down home wisdom. And it adds a little jolt of energy into the discussions. So that's why I said, I love
how do I say this? How do I say this? I love it
in the debate, because she will kind of bring things down from the stratosphere of policy discussions into down to the kitchen table, and how does this affect your family? And that was one thing at the debate we were at where I said to Eugene, I'm I love that Shannon made that point, because it was something about, they were talking about the business interests and why people are leaving and the tax rates and this and that. And she said, like, people aren't leaving just because of the taxes. They're leaving because Maryland's no longer a safe and conducive place to raise your family. Like, people care about their family. And it's things like that where I think the value really is that instead of, I don't think the campaign could win, but I think that there's that value in these debates and in the discussions to have her voice there to bring light to issues or to frame them in a way that might otherwise get ignored.
Okay. Now, I don't, some of these people.
This or not, I'm going to make this real short. Believe this or not, I think people from harsher conditions like what we came from that can still stay relevant in a circle of other people like her are the toughest one. I think I love my sister Shannon. She may not like my response on this, but I still love my sister Shannon. We have we have history together.
Right.
I think that she is needed. She is needed. Is so needed. But in anything that has to do with leadership, it's just like I'm a builder. My brain, I'm an artist, I'm a builder. My brain thinks in a different way. You have to have a blueprint of how to execute the final result. You fight until you break that, you learn from it before you move up to such level.
I think this is the last thing I'll say. I think to use that in comparison to Ed Hale at a time where, and you take just the issue with the Key Bridge or issue with business regulations, or issue with slow job growth in Maryland, right? So like on those three things. And what do you need? You need somebody who understands building, trade, construction, Hale. You need somebody who understands economics. You've got Tyrone and Hale for business. And you need somebody who understands job growth and creating jobs. And Hale is a businessman who actually created jobs. And so I think on the basis of like that experience and those bona fides in the real world is where it's like, well, why isn't Shannon suited? It's not that Shannon isn't suited. It's that there's somebody who's running at this particular time who has these skills that are needed.
Got you. Okay. All right. Now, some of these names I don't know. On the Democratic side, you have Latrice Hawkins Lyles and Eric Felber. They're running for.
No, they're not.
Good luck.
No, they're not running. No.
Latrice Hawkins Lyles and Eric Felber. I don't know who they are. I'm not sure who they are.
I'm sorry.
I'm going down the list because I want to make sure I don't miss anybody. We already talked about Westmore and Aruna Miller. Then we have Kevin Rhodes and Carl Brunner. They are Republicans. Kevin Rhodes Sr.
I saw somebody putting their flyers out on certain posts. I don't know who they are. I don't know who they are.
Good luck. I'm just saying,
now, somebody knows Latrice. Somebody said Latrice 2026. Okay. They know who Latrice is. I'm not sure who that is. Okay. And then we have Birkendine. Actually, he was at the he was good last night. He was really good. He was really good.
I like him.
He's with Jeremy Shiflett. What do you all think about him? They're Republicans.
I like the guy. I like his policies. I like what he had to say in the debate, but he doesn't have the momentum behind him. He doesn't have the support structure behind him. And he's kind of like, if you're going to vote for him, vote for Ed Hale. You know what I mean? It's like, if you're going to vote for him because of his then vote for Hale, and Hale has the momentum behind him. So
going with it.
He's the older white guy with the like kind of distinguished looking guy.
Okay.
Yeah. Now somebody said Birkendine would be a great labor secretary. He would be a great labor secretary, somebody said.
Yeah, I really like him. I spoke with him afterwards. I like him. Yeah. I like what he had to say.
He was really good. Then we have, and I just met these two last night, Douglas Larcombe and Martina Duncan. I just met them. What was the last?
Jesus!
I just met them last night. I never met them before, never heard of them, but had a chance to talk to both of them last night. So what are your thoughts on them?
I like Jesus. I like Jesus. Personally, I personally like Jesus because it's like, it's, well, I have, listen, Lady J, in this life, certain people have it and some people don't. Then no matter what you're going for, you sharpen up that skills to see yada, yada,
Certain people have it, certain people don't, and certain people have something you don't know what the hell it is.
But it's Jesus. It's Jesus. No disrespect. I'm just playing. We playing. But no, I will say this. I've been following like the stuff, right? And I'm gonna keep certain things to the side because I know certain people is watching. I am impressed I'm impressed with him from the first time I saw him to actually sharpening up his skills, becoming a better debater, taking key, falling back, and there's levels to these things, Lady J. When you're trying to go for stuff, I create Eugene Boycott to be the blah blah blah. But if I want to sharpen up my skills in talking point and I have the best fucking team. Still relevant. I got the wife, I got the kids, I got friends. My name is still relevant without me trying. I'm an asshole, I'm a dickhead. I put everything out there. Free promotion. So if I want to stop the same Republican that teased when there was no percent that became a 4%, ha 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 ha, they still know and it's relevancy. So certain people can grow their brand, or some people got it. I think because the fact that I'm even laughing and saying Jesus, that I'm proud that he has sharpened up the skill. Let's see where he go after this. I don't think he's going to make it past the primary. And hope his team proved me wrong. But the fact that we laugh in one moment, we could be crying the next moment, So
true. He
I wish
seemed
him
like
well.
a really nice guy, though. He was really.
He's down to earth. He's look, certain when me and the wife, certain things we want to do the homework and we writing to each other, shit to each other, right? It's like because we critiquing and having an inside thing between each other of how we viewing these people by the way that they are performing, and
he seemed like, I didn't know from some of his answers that first debate, I don't know if maybe it was just because he was nervous or something, but like I couldn't get a good,
let me check on the
I couldn't get a good grasp of like what his core philosophy was, because he seemed some things he seemed like he was maybe all over the place. So he seemed a little scattered. That was my impression.
Well, last night, like I said, that was my first time meeting him and even knowing who he was. He was really good at the debate. Maybe somebody, maybe they've been grooming him, but yeah, he was really good.
I'll have to watch that. I didn't watch.
Yeah, Fox 45 did it.
And
he was really good. Now, somebody was saying maybe him and Pastor Shannon can be co-governors because they need healing. They need a pastor and they need Jesus. So somebody put that on here. So I don't know. But and James said he has videos of him walking on the Chesapeake Bay. Okay, James. Y'all gonna stop playing with me tonight. Okay, y'all gonna stop playing with me. Oh my goodness, poor Mr. He was nice. He was a nice guy. Actually took some pictures
very
of
nice.
him. Oh my goodness, y'all gonna stop playing tonight. And so the next person we have, the next team is John Myrick and Brenda Cham. Now, what I will say about these two, they have been out there. It seems
I
like
know.
they show up at everything. I don't know how
I
they
know.
keep up. They are at everything. John was there last night. He looked really good, by the way. I like that red tie and that red hanky he had. I like that. But you can go ahead and start until Eugene comes back. So, what are your thoughts about that team and why you think now is not the time?
They're so incredibly hardworking, and like you said, and they're out all the time. And I didn't realize actually until watching your interview with Brenda that she's still working full-time job as a teacher, and then leaving from there at the end of the school day and going on the campaign trail. So I mean, just utmost respect. That was this was really the ticket which is the reason why we were biting our tongue previously and not saying anything, because we've got just a lot of respect for not just for Brenda, but for I don't know Myrick, but so for Brenda, but for also all of the amazing people that are working on their campaign. But for me, it's just a matter of with Myrick, just never, I've been watching him, I've been trying to feel motivated by him, and I just don't feel a spark from him.
Do you think you don't feel?
And I know the people that support him do, and I just don't.
Yeah. But I was going to ask
sorry,
you,
what did you say?
I've heard people say exactly what you said. They don't feel motivated by him, like they're not
There's
getting
no
that energy
from
him. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that about him, and in talking to him, I just feel like that's just who he is. He's just a laid back guy, and he's giving you what he has. But a lot of people that I've talked to said that that's what they're not getting from him. They like the team, but from him, they're not getting that feel like you really, really want this. Like when Brenda's out there, you know that she wants this, but they don't feel like they're getting that same energy from him at this time. And that's the energy that they don't want in somebody going into that office, sitting in that seat.
And that's exactly it, because like I was saying, you can say all of the right things and you can have the right ideas, but you've got to be able to inspire people with confidence that you have the strength to carry it out. And Brenda does. Myrick, I don't get that confidence. I don't have that confidence that's projected by him. And you've got to at least be able to project that strength. And especially when you're going up against somebody like Westmore. And especially when you've got so many real issues that have to be addressed, you want to be able to trust that you've got somebody in a position of leadership that can take Maryland under his wing and protect the interests of the state and be a fighter for the state of Maryland. And again, I know the people who are supporting him say he's a fighter and his military record and this and that, but you got to be able to feel it. And I don't. And that's that. And like, again, it's like, that's no shade against his team and everybody working for him and Brenda and all of the hard work that they put out. And I know they're out like every day meeting people, and campaigning, but it just hasn't translated.
It's always a tough spot, because especially when you certain people that but I'm used to that, because I came from a celebrity world where some people are celebrities to these people, and I look at them as like that little motherfucker right there, boy. So on that ticket, the only attachment that we both have is Brenda. And we've been transparent. Is Brenda. I love Brenda. That's my girl. Like even when I'm like, the last time I saw her, I was like, oh, last time you was acting all bougie and cocky and stuff. But let's get over here, Eugene. Lady J, you know how, there's a lot going on in the world, and we've been blessed to be part of shaping certain things, and we take that sometimes for granted, who we are and who we know. But still, personal relationship is important. Brenda, I love, and that's my girl. But at the end of the day, we vote our interests. Our interests. I've been in the room with Medriff, regardless of what. leadership, if you're going for something, you meet every fucking body.
Right.
You know, me and that man has not having a conversation. And I'm just not saying that as being cocky or this, that, because it's nothing to push. But the point is, you go for every freaking body. You go for everybody. You move. You show if you have a weakness, you go for me and that man never. I don't know that dude. We never had a conversation, even with me and Brittany. You know, so it just showed me exactly. It confirmed certain things for me on why I wouldn't go on that path, because you send the right messenger to handle the message in the area that is needed. There's nobody can be Eugene Boycott in Detour. Where the fuck talking Republican. There's nobody, no black candidate wearing a suit and a tie, sweet talking with no connection can come out and say they're hard ass Republican in a place that is life. Fuck your politics, life and death. I was the right messenger at the time to bring the message to my area. All right. I did it the way I needed to do. This is critical time in the state of Maryland. You need the right messenger. Fuck wearing t-shirt. We done that. Fuck holding up a somebody else's sign. I explain to people, I am head of my house. So meaning me and my wife, we make decisions. We fight within. But at the end of the day, I have to be close enough to God that when my wife making this decision, that I say, this is the final one. She comes to me, I have to be the final result to say, this is how we going. That's what you're going for as the governor of a whole state. Not your town, not your county, not this. You have to be able to deal with the whole,
the whole state. Yeah. All right. What about?
So I just don't feel that.
Okay. Now, what about Michael Ronald? These are Republicans. Ronald Bend, I think I'm saying his last name right, and Michael Oakes. Do you know them?
Okay, Michael Oakes, I think, was the other gentleman that was there at that first debate at the end of the stage, but it was the same thing.
The guy with the tennis shoes and the jeans.
Did he have jeans on?
Which one of them is the guy with the tennis shoes and jeans? The older
it must have been
like,
the guy at the end. The other guy was the Burkendine, and it was the guy at the end who, he was like more casual.
It's like, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I like him.
I like him,
but personally. I don't know who he is. So that's
okay.
I don't know who he is.
Eugene, James Thompson said Myrick did 4 shots at an event the other day and started claiming that he was white Eugene.
No, is that a joke?
I don't know.
Is that for real?
I have no idea. And people come on here, they say all kinds of stuff. I have no idea. I can't even comment because I don't know.
Oh,
that's you don't know how to whisper.
You know who James.
I don't know James.
So the other person,
I know who you are, James.
Right?
Oh, okay. So
I'm sorry, babe. No, I'm sorry.
James has been making all kinds of comments tonight. Yeah, James is making all kinds of comments on here. So, yeah. James talked about.
I said that. Listen. All right, don't say nothing else, right? Let me damage control.
We don't know who that is.
Let me damage control.
We don't know who that is.
All right. Okay. I'm sorry. This is why it's so important to like have inside detail on certain things before. Yeah. Okay. So it's an inside. Oh, okay. All right. Let me leave that alone.
Keep going.
Keep going.
So we have Rachel Hanna and Nancy Jane Taylor. I don't know them either. From Washington County. That's their jurisdiction. They're Republicans. Rachel Hanna.
No, we don't know who they are.
Don't know them? Okay.
All these people are running?
But you
all of these
listen,
people are running.
I trademark I trademark underdog, right? And I get it. Certain people like Dan Cock is running on name recognition and bullshit and want to AI clean up shit. I'm a hard-working individual. Don't run for something if you're not prepared and you don't have a strong team. I've said this on many different levels and stuff. When I came through, I know, I'm sorry, baby. I understand. No, I didn't. And I just teased you. I just teased you about that. I just teased you about the teleprompter stuff. Yeah, you got me. You got it. You got it.
You read the stage direction.
This is why I don't read things out loud and stuff.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right, I'm sorry.
All right. It's not stuff. I'm sorry. What was I saying before, babe? What was I saying? No.
This is how when you're going to run for something, you got to be prepared and yeah.
Okay, so
we don't know who these people are.
So it's levels to this stuff. I'm not dismissing anybody. I put underdogs. I'm the guy that from Baltimore City and nobody's will be yada yada. You know, that's fine. You can still build. The whole thing is everybody want a fast solution. If you really care about being a public servant, I'm private. We do things private. We choose to take that conservative route where we don't want to be seen on the shit that needs to be done that we find important. But if you choose to become a public servant, be consistent. Be consistent. Find a spot, get good at that. I don't know these people but that does not mean that they cannot be better. They can't improve their skills. We've been hit before, and every time we have personal meeting, we got better. Babe, stop trying to read that. We have gotten better. You learn, you live, and you learn. So these people, I'm sorry, we laughing, we at home, we comfortable. Sis, you know, this is family oriented, talking about real issue. But I'm not trying to be demeaning to these individuals. I'm saying it's okay. Just keep on building your stuff. Be consistent with it. Keep going for what you want. Don't stop. Guess we don't know you. Don't mean that you cannot be relevant in what you're aiming for.
Okay. Well, I don't know who James is, but James, I might have to bring James on the show. James says that rumor has it, and he's talking about Myrick, that he will now start taking a few shots of whiskey to sound stronger. Okay, James. All right. Okay, James. All right, James. James, I might need to set you up for a show because I don't know what's going on.
Stop. Don't say. Just be. It's so
all right. So we're gonna. This is the end of the last part of the round. So it's just the one answer. So now it's time for the debate against Westmore because he is the current governor. So you tell me Westmore or whoever. So Westmore and Dan Cox, who would be the winner?
Easy. You already seen this fight before. You don't need to ask me. The motherfucker came back worse than ever. I'm in Westmore corner again. It's not like he even need me. If he make it past the ignorant ass fucking bougie, I love that because I'm an asshole. I am set. I am set to be in Westmore corner. You all right, champ? Yeah, you already whooped this motherfucker before. Play with him now a little bit. It's not even a fucking fight. It's a joke. If they want to, if any Republican out of assholeness want to vote for this cockface motherfucker, go ahead. It's a fucking joke. We already saw this fight, and he's not better. He have way more enemy, and he's way out of shape. And he ain't shit. How's that?
Okay.
How's that for putting Eugene boycott name and try to compromising my family, being a lousy and a fake fucking lawyer. Put my name, boycott, my father's name next to your on any legal document. And you will fucking find out. Go ahead. That ain't a threat. That's a promise. Go ahead. I'm dealing with you accordingly. Accordingly.
Right.
Don't ever try to slander my name, Dan the Cock. Fuck him and his whole supporter. I'm sorry. I had to get that out. Okay. I hate when people, it's not even a fight. It's a beat down.
Okay. Eric Felber and Wes Moore. Who's going to win?
I don't even know. Wes Moore?
Eric Felber is he's a Democrat. He's a Democrat running for governor. Okay.
There are other Democrats running against. I didn't even realize they were having a.
Yeah. I don't even know.
Wes Moore is gonna win the Democrats.
That's only. I say this again. It's the same way I say this, sis. I've said this in the best, nicest way that I could, in an ignorant way too. You're not dealing with a person. Nobody knows. Over 30-something years, not even debatable. All right? You're dealing with a machine. Republicans are thinking people being sick and tired enough is enough. Taxes are all this dumb shit. That's what I read in the middle of the night. I read these little stupid, non-fucking productive shit, social shit in the middle of the night. My brain is a builder. All it does is think about building and from different perspectives. Only one person have even the damn chance, and that is Ed Hill. Let's not sugarcoat it. He is grounded. There is a background movement that's already waiting for him to pass and do his job to get over the hump. Now, if the Republicans wants to be asshole and personal and repeat the same fight that we seen before, fuck them. They're outdated any damn way. Fuck them. Let them own it. Let them own it. Let them own it. Only one person, I feel, have the backing that is going, and I'm saying this from me, have the backing that is gonna grow to have, let's just even be fair to say, the chance against Wes Moore that this little beta male trains may be out of his league is Ed Hill.
Okay. Now, what if so now I don't know this person either, but he's a Republican. So Carl Bronner against Wes Moore, who would win?
We don't.
No. Wes Moore. Let's make it. We don't know who the fuck he is. Wes Moore.
Okay. Birkendine against Wes Moore.
Wes Moore.
Wes Moore would win. He's more he's more prepared. He's more polished. Yeah, in a debate. Okay. Yeah.
All right. John Myrick, Wes Moore.
Wes Moore, hands down.
All right, Douglas Larcombe or Wes Moore.
I'll tell you the thing with Myrick.
Where you want to touch that again?
You know what it is.
We got personal ties, baby.
No, who would win in a debate between Wes Moore and Myrick? Myrick already said basically he wouldn't win. He conceded the floor because he conceded the battle already, and he conceded it on identity grounds, like at the first debate. He said, and he basically, okay, so Shannon had said, I'm the only person on this stage that I can speak the King's English, and I can also speak the language of the streets, and I'm the only one that would be able to verbally go toe-to-toe with Wes Moore. And Myra got up after her and said, well, I can compete against Wes Moore because I have an African-American woman on my ticket. And I'm like, dude, you literally just said that you are not, you're reducing everything down to racial politics. And you're saying that you can't win against him because you're white, and that's the reason why you had to have somebody to bolster your racial bona fides in order to go up against a black man. So you've already, for me, And that's not a slight against Brenda. That's against the leader of her ticket. That's against Myrick. You really, conceded defeat. Yeah. You said on stage, basically, I can't win against Westmore because I'm white. And so you are conceding the grounds of the battle because you're agreeing that you're playing on racial identity grounds. And then you're saying that you would lose. And that, for me, sealed it, where I'm like, if you can't even stand up and say, I don't need to compete with him on racial grounds. I can compete with him on my ideas. If you don't have the backbone to say that, then you don't have the backbone and you don't have, I'm sorry, for me, the integrity to be able to lead the ticket.
Okay.
All right. He, in his own words, said he wouldn't win the debate against Westmore on the basis of racial identity grounds.
Wow. What about Michael Oakes and Westmore?
Westmore.
The guy seemed like a very nice guy, and I liked everything he had to say, but he's just not prepared enough.
Okay. Nancy Jane Taylor and Westmore.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know who it is either. And then we have the last one is Shannon Wright and Westmore.
Oh, that I would love to see Shannon. I told you I love seeing Shannon in any debate. That would be funny. Because
if Shannon makes it,
because Shannon would school him like he was a little boy.
That would be funny. It really would be funny. Yeah. Yeah, that would
I
be
would
funny.
love to see. I actually love to see that. I say Shannon.
And Westmore?
Yeah.
Okay. Are we talking hypothetically? If Shannon makes it past the primary?
Yeah, we're saying hypothetically. Right. Yeah, who would win a debate? Who would win a debate? Right?
And,
who would win like the election?
A debate?
Who would a debate?
Oh yeah, Shannon Wright.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Since debate, Shannon Wright all day. Shannon Wright, like we still look at her as a New Yorker. But Shannon Wright, knowing her personally and dealing with her, and even through our toughest of time where we like heavily, we sat on a committee together.
Yeah.
She's a chairwoman of our committee. But even doing our heavily, Shannon has a lot of freaking potential. Like, in all honesty, there's one thing to battle with somebody, and there's another thing to see the potential and respect that person and their potential.
And Shannon rhetorically is just great. She's got a great wit. Like I said, she's got that, like the down-home wisdom and humor, and the way that she turns a phrase. Like in a debate, I think that should be something to see.
Shannon can definitely, like just say, I'm just hypothetically speaking, if Shannon makes it past a primary, it's going to come down to her leadership and putting coalitions together and being firm and strong on your direction. Shannon can definitely use a lot of angle by the momentum she built. You're reading some of the comment, babe. Don't do that. But
who is this guy? I don't know.
But being honest, by her, if she knows how to put a coalition together, she can definitely be because what it's going to be, it's going to be the black woman against the trans black man. It's which one you want more. It's there right there. The beta male trans black man versus the black woman. Now that how do I say this? And Shannon, I'm playing, but in all honesty, with every due respect on knowing, studying, battling with this woman is highly intelligent and smart in certain things. I cannot take that away from her. So I give that to Shannon.
Quick with it, quick with it.
Yeah, very smart.
Guys. Yeah, very quick with it. Well, listen, I'm going to give you and your wife an opportunity to give us closing remarks. This has been so much fun. I was looking forward to this show because I needed to laugh after all of this year. Was so hectic, but this is a really fun show. Evidently, y'all know who James is. Tell James I said hi. Thank him for bringing the laughter to the show tonight because I have no idea who James is. I don't know who he is, but James has been commenting all throughout the show, like just saying all kinds of crazy stuff. When you walked away, Eugene, he said that the guy that y'all was calling Jesus, that he had walked on the water at the Chesapeake Bay. And I was like, okay. He just, saying all kinds of stuff tonight. But James, thank you for bringing the laughter to the show tonight. I appreciate it.
You need to read more of James' comments.
James comments a lot on your show.
So I will let you and Hanalyn have the last closing words before we go out, before we leave out. But thank you guys.
I just want to say on a personal note that I had such a great time, and I think that this is the first actual interview that I've done on camera that we've done together since I've had the baby. Like, because I just haven't had an interest in doing it. Like, Eugene will ask me sometimes, you want to come on and do that? I'm like, no, I don't have the time. No, I don't feel like it. No.
Yeah.
So all of your shows and things where he's been on, I've been in the other room, like cooking dinner or something and watching and commenting furiously. But this was the first one where we had planned to do it together. And so I was really looking forward to it, and I had a blast, and I appreciate it.
Yeah, good.
And good luck
I'm glad
to everybody. And good luck to Myrick's team, and just keep fighting. But like, ultimately at the end of the day, we're wishing the best for Maryland.
Yeah.
For Maryland to have the best, most capable and competent leadership.
Right. Okay. Eugene,
okay, on my part. Yeah. On my part, Maryland have no choice right now. Mm-hmm. This is all defining on the Republican Party, and I'm not speaking for everybody. I'm not a fan of anybody. If you apply yourself to be a public servant, that's what you are. You work for the people. We don't work for you. So I'm not a fanboy. I want to, when I put somebody on the job, LadyJ, I know beginning, end. I need you to execute that for me, because there's a lot of things that goes into it. If somebody on the job fail and they break something, guess what? I have to call Hanalyn and be like, our insurance, or let me see, or we have it in the budget, that this, that. Right. It's a trickle down effect when you are in certain position. All right.
Right.
You're going to be the top of the food chain and stuff. You have to be able to understand everything or how to deal with it to have a successful final result. When it comes to the Republican primary, I don't want to hear about racist and this. I dealt with this before. I've been there before. And like I said, I'm not tap dancing. We over exceeded everything anybody that's Republican before me can do. I'm beyond Maryland to the point we on this thing that we having a conversation about Maryland, and I'm on other many different states. That's the power of being consistent and being direct and handling your business. All right. I wish all these people luck, but now for like us and everything, this is critical time for the Republican Party. If you pick Dancock, since he called my name, that is the ultimate failure you can do. And it's just it's just another losing. But every other candidate, I feel they need to earn it. If you have a candidate before you looked at this, you have to research them and see and look at the broader picture that's beyond feeling. But like us, what is your interest? Did you size this person up on this or that? Can they execute? Do they know how to work with an asshole like Eugene boycott this and that? So there's different things that come into picking a leader. And I'm wishing Maryland well, but our team boycott, our person that, and this is the first time we went public with it, is Ed Hill, because that's the only hope from the inside that I have an understanding that I'm going to get my goddamn money back and my investment to the next level. And that's the only hope I have of shitting on our income in the household here, hitting investments to defeat this asshole. None of those other candidates have that ability to even understand what I'm talking about hitting investors that are losing money under the asshole that's just a blackface trans that knows not what the fuck they're doing. But Ed Hill is capable if he passes past the primary and everything has already been set in motion. And I'm not even dealing with Ed Hill campaign type shit. Let me make that clear. There is a hopeful coalition from the underground. He has that support that will see that number that we have already set, that we are able to beat. There is a number within the circle that's not from Ed Hill campaign, that we have determined, that we know with Westmore is on the other side. With Ed Hill, we are able to get that fucking number to get us to the top.
Wow, interesting. Eugene, one last question somebody has for you. Everett was asking if you were a Republican, and I said yes. So he said, so what is the Black community? What is the Black community agenda for the Black community?
Huh?
He said, what is the Black community agenda for the Black community? Because he was
what
asking,
kind of shit is that? I speak funny.
Yeah, he was asking if you're a Republican.
What is the Black? Yes. If he asks if I'm a Republican, that means the way I vote. What is the Black community agenda for the Black community as a Republican, or?
I'm not sure. He said for the Republican Party. He's saying, what is the Black community agenda?
Number one, okay.
Party.
Tell him I need to make this clear to him. I'm not a tap dancer, not an entertainer. I'm not here for the Republican as a brand. We are shaping that brand. This is a new wave of Republican. I believe as a true traditional conservative, meaning that there is a lifestyle that I'm trying to preserve. I believe in independent. And even though we are outnumbered, my small group of conservative, Black as well as white, working together of traditional people, man, woman, children, family, small government, we've already doing our job. To ask me what the government can do as the GOP of the party of this, I don't give a shit what they're doing. We doing it. If he cares about what is the GOP, the top concern, tell him to go to them and tap dance. I don't give a shit. If he loves small government, small crime, independent, proud as a Black man, if he's Black, and he wants to save his money, if he's a hard worker instead of government dependent and everything, if he wants to be an entrepreneur, tell him, then you start looking at like-minded individuals and ask yourself, as a party, if you ask me, with big government and everything, what is the final results that you have been receiving for the last however long your ass lived, versus an individual that's saying to you as a small government advocate from the roots of the Republican Party, as it's been presented as we hold dear. I don't ask those type of stupid ass questions. I put people to work. If you're going to call yourself a politician, you work for me. I protect my assets. Tell him protect his assets if he believe in small government and all that. That's what we Republican believe in. Protect your assets, get more out of your assets, have proper representation when you get up the top that's going to represent, no matter how big you are in the group or small.
Now he said, now listen, y'all, I'm gonna get off of here. I know this is gonna spark a whole nother debate, but he said
If he got a long shade, sound like a church man. Come bring that shit on.
He said you are tap dancing. LOL. Does the Republican Party have an agenda for the Black community? He is a Republican. Can you answer? So I guess the answer is no. You're tap dancing more than Sammy Davis, but much love.
Tell him he's a fucking stop. Tell him he's a fucking idiot. How's that? Tell him he's a fucking idiot. I don't believe if you are true traditional. Tell him to name 3. Tell him his name, his dad, his grandfather, and his father. Start there. I don't believe in big government. I live in a small government area. I hold down small business, this, that. Tell him he's a fucking idiot and he's a pretender. Tell him to type more. Ain't no all that bullshit trying to pretend like you conservative. You trying to preserve a certain lifestyle. Nigga, you small change. I don't ask Republican for how I'm going to run my life. You a fucking idiot and a pretender. We set the rules. We are shaping everything that needs to be shaped. Ain't no tap dancing, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? You will understand what I said if you open your ears instead of trying to box out of your fucking league and talk again. Small government. We own shit. We run shit. I don't need shit from the GOP. We're already shaping it. It's already been done, goofball. Say something else. Lady J, please stay here because I need to break down assholes like that and put them into place. Don't step in the cage with a fucking lion if you don't know how to fucking box. There you go. What did he say? Where his goofy ass said?
So he said, let me say one thing. I'm not a Biggs or a nigger. I think the more he's drinking, the more he's cursing. I am not a nigga or nigger.
Tell him to stay in his fucking lane. That's what I'm saying. No matter if I'm drinking or I'm high or I'm drunk, tell him there's levels to this shit. Stay his little beta ass. Tell him to go to his mama. Tell him to go to his mama and go depend on the government.
Go another way because he wants to call in.
This is a big boy league. He's out of his league. Step out the zone. I don't ask Republican for help. We making the rules nowadays because you beta males have failed. How's that?
Okay, he wants to call in and talk to you, Eugene.
He don't need to say shit to my ass.
I was actually getting ready to end the show.
If you want to bring him in, come on in then.
So listen, y'all. Don't nobody else call in. I'm gonna put this number up just for him to call in. This is the number that you can call in on if you want to make a comment. Oh, it's 10:22. Wait a minute. It's 10:22. Wow, I didn't even know I was on that long. But that's the number that
you know what the boycotts are on is gonna be good.
Always. It's always going to go. And we were doing so good.
No. Lady J, at the end of the day, I was waiting for these type of things because, like I said, it's time to break down the beta males. That's been the problem. They've been problematic, especially if he's black. There's a wave that we are moving forward. For that goofy ass shit that he's saying, we do need to have a conversation. And if he's civil with me, we'll be civil. But don't throw no talking.
What I will say is that I know Everett. Everett is a very, very strong black man. He is. And he's strong in his opinions, just like you are.
That's fine.
So I'm gonna bring him on because he just called in. Give me 1 second because I had the phone was my phone was dying. So let me get him up on the call. 1 second. Okay, Everett, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you. Go right ahead.
Okay, so first of all, I'm not going to disrespect the show, lady. I was just simply asking because, as you know, I've been putting up a lot of things about the Republican and Democratic Party and all they're good for Black people in general. So I wasn't directing anything negative. I just jumped on the show. That's why I was asking what's a Republican. My question was separately, as I ask anybody that's a Democrat, what is the Democratic or Republican agenda for the Black community? Why should Black people start voting for these parties? But since the brother wanted to go there and insult me and call me an idiot for asking a question like that and calling me the N-word, I'll try to be as respectful as possible. I'm not a nigger. I'm not a nigger. I'm a Black man. So respect me as that. I would never call you out your name. To me, as a strong Black man, I don't play those type of names. That name is insulting to me. Now, I could say things about you calling me a nigger or a nigger, whatever you said, sitting by a white woman, but I wouldn't do that because I don't want to respect the lady that's with me. But respect me and respect the people when we ask you about the Black agenda. That's all I was asking. I wasn't trying to disrespect you, brother, but for you to call me an idiot for asking a simple question and then you to call me out my name, you know, I would say this personally to you. You're talking real bold and real gangster. I'm not going to take it there on LadyJ's show, but if I was to see you in person, I definitely know you wouldn't say that to me in that degree. You wouldn't say that to me at all. So I'm going to respect your show, LadyJ. I just wanted to get that off.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not a nigger or a nigger. I'm a Black man that's asking you as a Republican a question. You're saying you're a Republican, but what is the Republican Party agenda for the Black community? That's all I was asking. For him to say that's a dumb question, I just take that appalling. And just for him to call me a nigger and a nigger, whatever you call me, and an idiot, that just shows what type of person you are. But I'll digress. Hopefully I never see you in person, good brother, because I know your attitude wouldn't be that way to me. And if he can respond, I can go at it. I don't want to disrespect your show, LadyJ. I would never do that. I was just asking an honest question just to ask the brother, but by his tone, saying he's not a tap dancer, he was tap dancing like Billy, Sammy Davis. He was backsliding like Michael Jackson. He couldn't answer the question. He seems like somebody said he might be intoxicated, he might be drunk, he might be hyper, but I'm never going to disrespect another man and call him something derogatory, which I feel is derogatory. Just won't ask me a political question. I didn't think it was disrespectful at all. But thank you for letting me call and address the brother. I guess that's the way he promotes his political agenda by name calling and not being able to answer the question. So I respect him on that.
Okay. Did you want to hold on while he answers?
It's on you. I can hold on.
Okay. I mean, because I want to give him a chance to answer.
Yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah. I was just asking him a specific question. He's a Republican. You know, I'm in the Black community. There's some questions going on about, you know, what party should we go for? What should we demand for our vote? And he danced around it. If he says, I don't think we have a Black agenda and we're doing this or that, I would have accepted that. But for him to say that's an idiotic question, that just shows he's not unaware of the Black community. And I can leave that as I can let that go and let him go.
Okay. All right, Eugene. So I'm gonna let you go ahead and answer.
Yeah, first of all, let me say this, right? Naturally, dealing with what I call them rats, aka Democrats, because when you put on that name Republican, it is unknown to those that consider themselves to be Democrat. It's 80-20, and that's the majority of Black culture in America vote this, and it has been like that. So I always have a defense up. I want to touch up on two things that he said, because I listen to everything that he said. Number one, I will apologize as a man because I didn't know the full content of what exactly your intention was or what you're saying. I'm responding to the natural instinct of individuals that are Black that do not know those of us in a small group prior. And I'm new to Republican. I'm old to traditional conservative. Republican is a title in a war. that fits more with my upbringing that I have adapted and I'm shaping as a political party. I just want to make that clear. So my take is always on the defense because dudes always come disrespectful. So if you're not a nigger and I call you that and I'm reacting and that, my apology. If you are an individual that like to have civil conversations of difference on policies or why, and if you see me as a black man, why would you go on why do you follow this party that I don't know as voting to put in power to go against our 80 or 90% voting stacks? That's a different thing. I meet people that nowadays they're coming and we have civil conversation. So let me first say I apologize if I disrespected you as a man, not fully understanding where you were. My defense was up. Number two, just back to the man. If you from Baltimore, whatever you are, I don't care if you 6'9" or 7 foot tall. I'm 5'6". If there's anything that I wanted to say to you, fam, I will say it to you without feeling any threat. You could have an army behind you of young niggas and ignorant. I don't care. We can stay civil. And I sparked this on the wrong side. So I will accept that. And I will apologize as a man. But make no mistake about it. Man to man, we're not talking Republican or Democrat. I fear no man. And there's nothing if we have a differences that I wouldn't say in your goddamn face. Let's just get that out the way to get rid of ignorance. Now, back to another thing. I don't know the Republican Party, and I've been consistent if you would have followed me. These dudes, most of them are goofy as shit. We have a new wave of people that believe in God, family, and country. As a straight black man, and if you would look me up or ever want to have a logical man-to-man conversation, I would tell you, I have African traditions where I seen has a straight from me. And the Republican, because I had issue with my life being affected, it helped me to look at the Republican Party as a voting bloc. Other than that, I don't know all these motherfuckers. So I can't tell you everything that fits every damn Republican. I'm part of a pact that we are changing the narrative, and we have changed the narrative to fit my interests. I can't speak for all those Republicans. I just curse Dan Cock and all those goofy white motherfuckers and these cats and that's because I don't know them. They don't know me. Two different worlds. If we're talking about what are the Republicans as a collective are trying to do to improve the black community, I'm going to tell you as me, because nobody running. I want the black man, fuck politics, to come back to the simplicity of life and God. Get back to nature, get back to your family, fuck the politics, vote your interests, get back to your family. That's what's important. Politicians, they're coming, they're going. You should be, as a man, even want to talk to me. If you're not head of your household, meaning that your words are so wise that your family value it to be the final results to move them forward, then we can act as men and come together as a collective to say, how do we as black men look as the image for every other race? If you ask me that question, we are not having an argument or rising up, because I feel that government is the problem. I feel that regardless if I like you or dislike you, me and you sitting together to have a conversation, if we believe in blackness, in us, and as a collective of how we are seen, that we will find the good in each other that will elevate us to be competitive at every rate. So, brother, I'm sorry for calling you that. I will take an L unless you want to come a different way. I'll take an L for that and apologize. But I don't know all the stuff that the Republican do, and I don't give a shit. I don't. I don't speak for every Republican. But if you want to be part of a new wave of few black men that looks like you, that call themselves, hey, go. Call themselves traditional men of God and this, that, and how do we build a community on our own, and how do we bring proper representation that I'm not victim and all that, then we can have a conversation. You will never have a problem with me all day, every day. You will never, ever have a problem with me because I value every lives, number one. But me being in the minority in the 13%, and especially then we break that down with all the simps and the beta males and the way our so-called culture is going in the United States to 3% of fathers like me, meaningful builders, positive men that don't kill and take from our community, and are positive representation in the world stage when competing with other races, then you would never have a problem with me. Once again, I'm going to close this out, Lady J. I apologize if my defense was up and I called you out of your name that you're not. I apologize. And that's all I'm going to say on that, you know. But
okay.
as far as moving forward,
thank you for apologizing, because that's what men do. You know, that's what men do. So thank you for, because I know both of you. Right, real men, because I know both of you. I respect both of y'all. I love both of y'all, and both of you are very strong men, family men, and good men. I'll say that. Ever anything you wanted to say back before I close out?
I would say to the good brother, it seems like he was frustrated with the Democratic Party, so I get it. I accept this apology. Again, I just wanted to let him know, and he said a couple of things when he was saying getting black men, the black men. Mm-hmm. That's what I want to hear. And I just think on this, LadyJ, we're not niggas and we're not niggas. We're strong black men, and that's all I had to say to the good brother. Apology accepted. I'm out. I appreciate you.
All right, Everett. Thanks a lot. Love you. God bless you.
I love you too, God.
All right. Yep. Thank you so much. That's what we supposed to do. Like, we can, that's why I love my show, y'all, because we can disagree, we can argue, whatever. But, you know, if we got to apologize, that's what we got to do. You take the L, you move on. But thank you, Eugene, for doing that. This was a great show. I always love having you and Hanalyn on all the time. I never know which way the show is going to go. I just don't know. It goes out of my hands, y'all. I don't know where it's going to go. But anyway, I said I'll never. I had promised myself this year I'm only doing the show between 45 minutes to an hour. But there's certain people that come on, I just let it go. Hey, Dr. Porter, I just let it go. But I love y'all. I appreciate you coming on. And thank you for all that you share. As we get closer and closer to the primary, I want to bring you and Hanalyn back on to really talk about, because I know things are going to start to heat up even more. And I want to, talk about
especially after this interview.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I know I'm gonna be getting some phone calls. I already know. Let me put my phone on do not disturb, as a matter of fact, because I already know what's gonna happen. So y'all do not call me. I didn't realize what time it was. Don't call me.
We'll say this. Let's see. We trying to weed Dan Cock out because he's trying to be cocky. You never interview him. He don't F with certain people. Let's see if we can weed his little punk ass out. Tell his supporter, you never been on Lady J shit. Let's see if that cock-faced son of a bitch sit down and have a conversation with you.
I'm going to invite him on. Yeah, I'm going to actually invite him on, reach out to his camp tomorrow. He came on when he first ran the first time. He came on like a few times. Then he got upset with me because I had said some comments about him. But he never came back on. So I'm going to invite him because I hadn't seen Dan since. Remember, you guys came to the Reagan Douglas thing. That's when I saw him. I hadn't seen him since then. but I definitely want to invite him back on. Dan, if you're
He's too
listening,
arrogant. He only
or your
deal
camp
with
is
certain
listening.
people.
Yeah.
He's arrogant. So like this man is talking about what is the Republican stance. Like I said, I don't F with all these goofy Republicans. My base, sis, you know me instead. I don't, I'm not big government. This asshole is too he arrogant. But if you're gonna be arrogant, be productive. And he's a weak specimen as a man. So I'm challenging him and all his supporter, get on my sister's show, you cocky son of a bitch, and answer some goddamn question instead that the people want to know. But he's trying to make himself bigger than what the hell he really is when nobody, ladies and gentlemen, make this clear. This asshole got my attention. I'm looking at his campaign. He's lying as shit about his head in the pool. This dickhead is not head on no fucking pool. We will break his bitch ass down. Let him get on there. Let him come. They should be reaching out to you. But he feel too fucking cocky and entitled without producing any type of real result.
Well, we're going to see. We're going to put out the challenge tomorrow. Dan Cox, this is to your team. I'm asking you to come on and let's talk about it. You know, come back, come do a rebuttal. Come back and say how you feel. That's what the show is about. Anything you disagree with the boycott said tonight, come on back on. Anybody who is a Dan Cox supporter and you'd like to come on and support him, please let me know. You can reach out, let me know, inbox me, and we will make it happen over here. Okay. So give my little nephew a kiss. And y'all, I know he done punched out already. Y'all have to watch this little boy. He is the strongest little boy.
But sis, you see,
he's
2020,
working.
They watching him grow. That's what happens when you have true conservative without government, and a child is being grown into love his country, love hard work, zero government dependent. I don't want my son asking, what can the government do for him? I'm sorry, I'm not part of that group. I want him to be, when he chooses to, if he chooses to, be a public servant, to be exactly that, not a dependent on the government. So you watching him grow.
Yeah, we are watching him. He's such a good kid. So everybody, tomorrow, tune in tomorrow. Now, this is going to be interesting, Eugene, because the gentleman that I am interviewing tomorrow, I'm going to have to do a pre-record. He was actually here in the U.S. He got deported back to Africa because his paperwork was not in order. His family is still here. They caught up with him and they deported him. And so it's going to be a really interesting story because he's more Americanized than he is from being over in Africa. I forgot which part he's in, but he's like 8 hours ahead of me. So what I'm going to do is a pre-record tomorrow, but y'all, it's going to air at the same time. It'll air at 8 p.m. You'll be able to hear his story and hear about him being deported. And it's been a struggle for him, you know, being away from his family and then having to go back to an area that he wasn't really used to. So tune in tomorrow night for that. That's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to talking to him.
Is he going to talk down to the country he wants to come down to, or is he going to talk about how entitled he is?
I think I'm not sure where the conversation is going to go, really.
That's the whole point. When black people try to talk about Trump is bad, you don't belong in. I said it openly. I've been in American soil since I was 1. Regardless of what, I'm African American. I'm proud of that. If you're looking in here, there's probably boycott looking in Africa. I don't fear Trump and his administration or anybody that's naturally born. Why? Because I am a voter. And matter of fact, that's the funny thing, Lady J. Since we've been on this side in this predominantly white area, tomorrow I have jury duty. This is my second time in 2 years, less than 2 years. I'm going to be sitting, an African born, on the panel to discuss, and it's all white motherfuckers and shit, that outcome if I get chosen. I'm in the fucking league. And I'm proud of that. None of us are afraid when you do it the right way and you appreciate that shit. So I'm hoping his story is about being grateful to help others to say, what you have in the United States, I didn't appreciate. We can have our differences, but you know what? From where I came from versus where I was, it's a whole different world. So appreciate your natural born country and take advantage. I hope it's that. Anything other than that, being Trump being a victim, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. Because there's a lot of African that here legally and many other European that are not bitching, whining, or concerned about ISIS and all those other shit that's going on.
Well, I think for him, I'm trying to look on I was trying to think where he's from. What part of Africa? He told me. I was trying to look through my notes. But anyway, y'all, tune in tomorrow because I believe his children are here. And his family, everybody's here. He got deported. ICE caught up with him and they deported him. So they're now, some of his family members are trying to get money together to get him an attorney so they can reverse that and get him back into the US with the family. So, that's the conversation. We're gonna start off. Oh, my light's flickering, y'all. The storm is coming. I'll be playing with that. But so that's what the conversation is going to start. Talking about his deportation, ICE agents, and stuff like that.
Doing that job.
He was living his life over here, and that just I don't know.
Jay, let me say this, right?
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna say that. I don't know how
let me tell you the reality of it, right? And people from all Team Boycott don't express what we do because I don't believe in big government making an announcement of what we're doing. I'm affiliated with a lot of different organizations and things that we're doing probably in Africa. The continent has different countries in it. A lot of people watches, they wish to come here. The problem is this: for too many people that come here and feel entitled, they don't appreciate. You escaping a third world country or where the fuck you came from. You should have some appreciation on where you come here. It gives it value. I live in a community where my doors can stay open, where I don't have to worry about this and that and all that because it's an agreement. We have a certain way of living. If outsiders that don't appreciate it come in this, then my son can't play out there anymore. It's problematic. If you've been in this country, like many of my family members, they are not worried about ISIS hitting them. Hell, I'm one of the most vocal motherfuckers that have enemies in the politics. And where do I'm 0.0001% African tomorrow, Lady J. Tomorrow's Thursday, right?
Right.
I'm serving in jury duty in a bigger town where I have to sit all day to see if I get picked to participate in my in my country or my town or whatever whole jurisdiction. You understand me? I'm driving an hour away to serve jury duty, a natural born African. And I appreciate this country greatness to pass down to my natural born kids. So yeah, there's no watering tear. Don't tell me about something you escaping and then talk down about the country that gave you the opportunity. Appreciate what you have, or else we're going to turn that into the very country you escaping. There's a reason why those people are leaving those third world countries, Lady J. There's a reason why. The government and all that stuff. And we are turning that into this first world country. No sympathy. Do your job. You don't have to worry about anything.
Well, Eugene, I hope you get a chance to watch it tomorrow so you can, I don't really know him. I just saw his story on the news. So I reached out to him because, you know, they were like the ICE agents came and they deported him. And I'm like, I kind of don't know how I feel about it, only because he has not you know, he has older children, but he has children your age, your son's age. And you know, I don't like that separation. Like, I understand, I'm saying he was undocumented over here, but then it's like you're taking these kids away from their father, you know. And so for me, I got mixed emotions and mixed feelings about that. Hopefully he can get his paperwork in order. My questions tomorrow are going to be like, why wasn't your paperwork in order? You know, you
Yes,
got
they go
kids.
ask them that, right? And
Yeah,
the same
yeah.
way too, lady sis, I love you to death. But let me be honest with you. My investment in this country, I'm blessed. I have acres in this country. I have acres out of this country. I got properties in multiple, and this is the worst time, right? I'm a very blessed man because I work hard for that. And I'm appreciative of the opportunity, right?
Right.
I wish sisters like you would take that type of energy and direct it towards your Black community that needs you to work on shared parenting. You said to me, and I love you to death, you hate the fact that this Black man is being separated. He's a fucking still a foreigner, apparently a foreigner that couldn't get his paperwork in order, and he's been here long enough to be responsible enough to take care of his paperwork, his responsibility. There's no sympathy for me like there. That's have nothing but foreigner and was naturally born out of the United States. There's no sympathy there. That's your responsibility as a man. I wish you would have that same energy that many Black fathers I grew up with that don't have the same oomph as me and are not having the same voice as me. I wish more sisters like you would interview and start put into light the fathers I keep fighting for that are good fathers like my little nephew, your son, Eric. That if anything happened to his wife decide to change her mind, that man is going to be in a tough position. Why? Because we have more sister concerned about every other shit than to change this legislation to make it fair, not dominating, but just fair parenting for the Black man and his family.
Right.
Please have that same energy as you interview this man and take that and say, you know what? How strong am I in my advocacy for basic shared parenting for my young Black brothers and my young Black natural born Black men to have a fair chance in being a father. That's it, sis. That's all I'm saying. I get irritated when people fight for other people. I don't care if it's African or Mexican or Chinese. And then I grew up in America. All majority of my friends are Black American. I grew up in, you know this, my community and stuff. And because of my divorce, I see how little they look at us as Black men.
Right.
And nobody fight for us the right way. Homosexual under Obama for 8 years, 2 terms. He made them powerful. Ask the Black man. This man is asking me about what the Republican, the fucking stranger, stance is. We still trying to shake that shit up. But why the first Black family been there 8 fucking years and the Black man don't have no shared parenting. Most of these niggas don't even know what the hell I'm talking about when I say shared parenting. They have no idea legislative why it's important how you pick your council person, your judges and all that to have fair treatment in the court system. Black men I grew up with. We don't have Black women advocating for us and interviewing us and making it a must for us to be in our life. And I have to hear a person like AOC, a freaking bartender that don't know shit about governing anything, pretending out there. I have to see the gay community get more powerful than my brothers, my strong, good, hardworking black men, black American I grew up with. They don't even, you don't give them the time, not saying you, I'm saying black as us. We don't even give them the time of day in the church or anything for them to have a fair chance. If a woman, the other, change her mind, it doesn't stop you being a father if you could pay or not pay. Nobody fight for us and these black Americans. But you're gonna interview a dude from another country that apparently wasn't responsible enough to take care of his paperwork, but there's sympathy that should be felt for his lack of responsibility as a man and a duty to his family.
I get it, Eugene. I get what you're saying. I get exactly what you said. And I want to say this to you also that hold on 1 second. My we didn't talk so much. My computer is saying it is getting ready to shut down. So hold on 1 second.
I'm sorry.
Hopefully I can hopefully it won't shut down. But let me say this real quick before it does. It says 2%. What I want to do though, if you have men like that and they want to talk, please hopefully that'll work. Hopefully that'll work for a minute. Please let me know. I'll be more than happy to talk to them on the show to see where they are, to get them the support, to bring more light, more awareness to it, because that's what I like to do over here. So definitely, you know, bring them on. You got my number. Send them over here or give them my number. Send them over here and we'll talk, because we do need to bring more awareness to that. I definitely agree.
It's already in motion, sis.
Yeah.
It's already in
motion. Because the reason I'm saying that too is because I deal with a lot of these young men that are incarcerated, and you know, they have these babies, and a lot of them are, I call them breeders. You know, they just making babies, but they don't get to see their children. You know, they get money taken out of their check. You know, they get thrown in jail for not paying child support, and all kinds of stuff is going on. So it is something that needs to be talked about, definitely. And like I said, bring them, let me know, and I will bring them on over here. But I gotta go because I got 2% on this computer before it shuts down. But anyway, y'all, tune in tomorrow night, y'all. I gotta go. I can't even do the closing or the promo or nothing because it's about to cut me off. Anyway, love y'all. I'll talk to y'all soon. Be blessed. And tune in tomorrow night, y'all, 8 o'clock p.m. All right, Eugene, thanks a lot. Take care.